YouTube? I'm Tom Morrow, and this is my co-host, Al Dente, and we are World of Pro Wrestling,
where we give our opinion on the current state of the wrestling industry today, and today our topic is...
Zack Ryder.
Fist Pumps TLC.
You know it! Zack Ryder is the new United States Champion.
You know it. And what a way to kick off TLC Sunday night.
It was a great pay-per-view overall. It was a lot of matches, and there was no Cena. Yeah. You know, I believe it was the first pay-per-view without Cena.
And you know, this is one of the crappy pay-per-views supposedly, but they didn't have Cena on it, and it was really good.
And they kicked off the show with Ryder versus Dolph Ziggler, or according to Booker T, Zigzag Man.
Yeah, the Zigzag Man. It was a pretty good match. It was some people are saying that it wasn't a good pay-per-view match. It was a good Raw match, and I guess that's true. I mean, there's nothing spectacular about it except for the end when Ryder won, but. Ziggler put on his
best show.
He put on his best show.
And Ryder put on his best show.
Yeah, they put on a really good show.
I mean, there were no botches in that match compared to what we've been seeing in past pay-per-views. And it was a really good match. And when Ryder won, because it looked like Ziggler was gonna win, like with Vicky's help and whatnot. But Ryder won, and the crowd went it went nuts, as if it were like a CM Punk or John Cena or The Rock. The crowd went ballistic.
Yeah, they would.
Ryder's really, really going to be getting pushed now.
And he did a good job because he worked with the fans. I mean, he was interactive.
Yeah,
he was looking at the fans and he's telling them, cheer this. He
didn't sit on his couch like a lot of the other superstars and wait to get a match. He earned his match, because if he didn't start that whole internet thing, he would have been wished luck on his future endeavors by now.
Yeah, and he did really good. I mean, he's a rising star. I give him all the credit in the world because
he deserves the United States Championship.
And he deserves the U.S. title. And two guys who also deserve the tag titles. And this is the next match that comes up is Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston versus Epico and Primo.
Now that was a good match because they actually had tag teams.
Yeah, and WWE, because you noticed last night on Raw, it was the Uso brothers versus Primo and Epico. The Primo and Epico won, but they're bringing back some good tag teams. It's not just we'll put these two random guys
Miz
together.
Or Big Show and Miz or Jericho.
Air Boom is a great name, and they work very well with each other.
And they have the same kind of stuff.
Yeah, they have similar styles of wrestling.
But the true tag teams in the WWE, the real tag teams, are the Usos and Epico and Primo, because they work in relation to each other. They have very similar style, and Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne are very close, but they could teeter.
And they have matching pants.
And they have matching pants.
Matching tights.
That could work, but I'm glad to see that the tag teams are coming up in the company, which is good.
Yeah, they need that. And Epico and Primo lost. Air Boom retains the tag titles in a very good match.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
Now, the match after that was Barrett versus Orton. Now, this was a good build-up to this match. It was a tables match. Early in the match, Wade Barrett got hit in the head, right around his eyebrow.
Orton slams he kind of goes down on the table, and it flips into Barrett's face.
And it cuts him right above the eyebrow.
Cuts him right above the eye, right on the eyebrow. And I think that was a legit cut. I don't think it was planned or anything. I think he legitimately got cut. And it was pretty good. I mean, the problem I have with table matches is that you can't use a table, you can't crack a table.
No.
Except for once.
And they had so many. It was kind of overabundance with tables.
Yeah, I mean, they had, 5 tables around the ring? And you can only use one? I mean, what do they think? They're going to...
But overall, they put out a good show, and now WWE's really pushing Barrett. So we can see how that plays. I guarantee you he's probably going to be in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but the thing is, people have said, and maybe they're right, that Barrett and Orton don't have good chemistry.
No.
They really don't. I mean, Barrett is pretty good. I mean, he should get a push, but not with Orton. Orton is pretty good, but he's good as a heel. And because as a face, he's lifeless. No offense to him, but he's lifeless as a face. He lost his
character, in a way.
His character is a heel. I mean, the Viper is a heel. But
he wants to end you with the punt and whatnot. Yeah, and as a face, he can't really do that.
Yeah, but Orton won the match. He was on the table. Barrett goes to the top to splash it onto Orton and break the table. And Orton gets up at the very last second as Barrett is in midair. And he puts on the RKO. Barrett goes through the table. Now, knees first.
That was the only problem with this. The table wasn't set up properly, so his knees went through it before the RKO actually took place.
It still looked great. No one's going to really notice. I mean,
But it was an okay match. Not the best of the night,
No,
it was good.
No, it was. I think it was a great match actually for what they had.
Now
the next match.
Well, before that, they had this whole Booker T, Alicia Fox. Oh, here comes Cody Rhodes. We don't know if they're gonna have a match or not. They attack Booker T, and then they go into the next match. I don't know what they were doing, the whole Booker T thing.
Yeah,
on TLC.
we thought they were gonna cancel the Cody Rhodes Booker T match, but we'll get into that later.
I think they just wanted to cut the match short, so they kept adding these, and they kept adding matches too.
Yeah, they for some reason.
And then they added the Beth Phoenix Kelly match, which was next. I don't think it was originally on the card.
I don't know.
Well, really, it was just Beth Phoenix versus herself.
Yeah.
Whenever Kelly did any moves, it was really Phoenix just lifting.
It was pretty long for a Diva match. It was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And Beth Phoenix.
And apparently Kelly was crying.
Why? I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, that was kind of a waste of a match, and they got to get somebody at Beth's level to actually wrestle.
Well, the next match after the Diva match was the geriatric match.
The AARP match.
Yeah, the AARP. A.K.A. Triple H versus Kevin Nash.
Now, one thing to point out about Triple H. He looks like he went down to Florida, got a tan, and gained a lot of weight. Decided not to shave and showed up to the TLC.
He looks like he got a tan?
Yeah. He was dark.
He looks like he just woke up in the morning, put the tights on that looked like a thong because he was so fat. I mean, he had love handles. He didn't shave his chest. I mean, he was terrible.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Nash, for half the match, it was pretty good. They told a good story. You could tell the two had a history, and they didn't like each other.
But the second half of the match was awful.
Yeah, Triple H puts a figure 4 on Nash while his right leg is in between the steps of the ladder, and you can tell there's no pressure on that leg because it just looks like he put his leg through the ladder and bent it. There's no pressure, at all. It's not even pushing up. I mean, because
Nash doesn't have any good knees. But the key moments was this. I didn't get the whole sledgehammer thing. Didn't make any sense. They didn't really use it. Nash is on the ladder. He gets hit in the head and then falls through the table. That was pretty impressive for Kevin Nash, even though he's not going to wrestle.
It reminded me of one of the old WCW gimmick matches where you would go and get something, like you get the kendo stick or whatever, and then you could use it in the ring. This is so stupid.
And that match, it wasn't the best match. It was all right. And Kevin Nash was out for 6 weeks.
If it wasn't for the fact that it had a ladder and it had, I think it was a table.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the accessories in the ring, the match would have been
Kevin Nash didn't know what to do. He's in and out of the ring. I don't know. Yeah, but we will see Kevin Nash and Triple H for a while.
According to Nash, that was his last match.
Yeah,
and we'll
see. He needs money. We'll come back.
TLC is one of the best pay-per-views to go out on, right?
Yeah,
if you want to end your career, you want to end it on TLC, right?
Now the next match they added, which didn't make any sense, was Sheamus versus Swagger.
Very short match.
And we don't even want to talk about that because it was just added.
Sheamus wins.
It doesn't really matter. It's just a face thing. Swagger's his jobber, and nobody cares.
The next match was one of the worst, probably
Show versus Henry again for the third time.
The second worst match of the night.
Third time.
It was about 2 minutes of Big Show just throwing chairs in the ring.
Mark Henry trying to leave, even though he has an injury.
Mark Henry slams Big Show's hand on the steel steps.
They try to play that out once, and
then he pretends like his hand's broken.
And then Big Show gets him with a WMD, pins him for the 1-2-3. The crowd goes nuts for Big Show.
He wins the title. Then Daniel Bryan comes down, cashes in the Money in the Bank. He wins. And he's the new heavyweight champion. Congratulations to him. We'll get into that.
And that's a great storyline. Yeah, having the indie wrestlers as champs, which is a good showing. Now we have Rhodes versus Booker T after that.
It was.
They should have just had a regular match.
It was weird.
They did have a regular match, but the whole backstage getting attacked thing, I don't know. Booker T wasn't on Raw, and I don't know. I think they approached that whole storyline wrong.
If you're like certain people and you don't watch this on TV and you go to the live events, you wouldn't know about this storyline. Because you wouldn't know that Booker T is actually in the storyline with Rhodes.
Yeah.
And but most people do. But still, it was stupid. Booker T.
They should have had a match. It shouldn't have been for the Intercontinental Championship. It should have been Booker versus Rhodes, and Booker should have won, got the upper hand, and then they would have had a feud where Rhodes says, "Oh, I'm better than you, old man," and then Booker T puts him in his place.
But you know.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, and Cody Rhodes retains the Intercontinental title.
So it was a feud for a month.
Big surprise. And it's weird because this is the lead up to the main event of the night, which was the TLC best match of the night.
It was really good. It was up there with it was the best match of the
night. It was
no doubt.
CM Punk versus Del Rio versus The Miz.
And Del Rio this time actually wasn't afraid to like hurt himself like most ladder matches.
He's pretty good. He did a good job. Ricardo, there were a couple of good spots. I mean,
and towards the end with Del Rio, when he started really beating up on Punk and putting him through the table and hitting him with the chair and really going nuts, I thought Del Rio at that point might have had it.
He kicked Punk in the head at one time, and the slap was so loud. I said, "Oh, Del Rio's winning."
Yeah,
because the Miz was like out cold on the outside.
Yeah, Miz didn't make any sense in that match.
And
but Ricardo Rodriguez actually handcuffed Punk to the ladder, and then Punk breaks the ladder and gets out.
Yeah, twice he got handcuffed.
And then he got handcuffed to the corner, and then he unscrews the ropes. They fall, and he goes right up the ladder. But before that happened, Ricardo Rodriguez tried to get the title for Del Rio by climbing the ladder. But Miz and Punk didn't have any of that. By pushing over the ladder, Ricardo Rodriguez falling 40 feet through a table.
Yeah,
that was out of the ring.
Rest in peace, Ricardo. So, I mean, there were a lot of good spots in this match. I mean, Ricardo falling off, CM Punk getting kicked right in the head by Del Rio. And I think Miz did a good job as a heel. I mean, when he handcuffed Punk to the turnbuckle, you really hated Miz at that time because he's coaxing.
But I couldn't see Miz winning at all. I could see Del Rio winning.
I could see Del Rio.
Miz, I don't know, with the whole R-Truth suspension thing, they're just waiting to put him in matches.
Punk undid the turnbuckle and freed himself.
Climbs up the smaller ladder,
yeah.
Gets into a fight with Miz and Del Rio, who are on top of the ladder already fighting, knocks Miz off, knocks Del Rio off, pulls the title down, crowd goes crazy. Crazy.
And Punk retains the title.
Now, apparently after the show went off, he continued to celebrate, and then he handcuffed himself to Lillian Garcia. Therefore, taking her to the backstage, which made it funny.
His next girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
I think WWE did a good test here.
Yeah,
it was a good pay-per-view.
And there was no
And there was no John Cena in any type of form. He wasn't even mentioned on the show.
No.
So it shows that WWE can have a good pay-per-view without having John Cena involved at all.
Mm.
Now, we'll see what happens with the Cena feud with Kane.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Rumble. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
Alright, I think that's all the time we have for today. If you liked our video, we've got 2 words for you. Please
subscribe.
Also, you can follow us on Twitter at AlWPW@Twitter.com.
And the question today is, what was your opinion of TLC and what was your favorite match?
Please leave your answers and comments below. See ya!
Keep it in the ring, YouTube.